Okay, so I have a quad here. This is an alien, a slammed alien. I call this alien 1. It's written on the bottom there because this is like, I've got 3 that are quite similar, and it helps me distinguish them. So this guy has a KISS FC V2 flight controller, so the F7 flight controller, and it has KISS CD2 amp single ESCs. And I've been having a problem with this quad ever since this quad was flying fine, right? I changed the motors on it. Oh no, I killed an ESC on it, replaced the ESC, changed the motors on it at the same time, and ever since then, what has been happening is when I go to take off, I arm it, and it shoots up into the air, like without me hitting the throttle. Or if I try and hover it, like just hit the throttle a little bit, like 10%, maybe 15%, it shoots off into the air, like at basically a rate where I don't think it should even be hovering. It doesn't get to hover, it just shoots off. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but what I'm going to do now is plug it into, so this is the flight controller is on here. I plug it from the computer, not the flight controller end, to reduce wear on the flight controller USB and reduce the risk of getting ripped off. But I'm going to plug that in now. So now we've got yep, fine, that's plugged in and it's armed. I'm now also going to plug in the battery, which I think we can see. Alright, now hopefully we can see yep, the screen here, so I'm now going to connect her up. Grandy dandy. So what we see down here is it's KISS FC V2 F7 version 1.3 RC47M. So 1.3-RC47M. I'm going to go and have a look at the ESC flasher. I've just flashed these ESCs. Okay, but only 2 show up. Previously, and I can show you a screenshot, they were all showing up. So these ESCs have been flashed to 1.2x. And the reason I've done that is because they're on the latest before. And that was having that problem, so I've downgraded the ESCs, and I've also downgraded the, pretty sure that's a downgrade of the flight controller. So, what did I say I was on? I'm on 1.47M, and I think I was on 1.48, whatever the most recent version is. I was on, yeah, 1.3 RC48G, so now I'm on 47M. As a downgrade, because as I said, I was having that problem. So let's go back and see. Hopefully the ESCs have picked up all them now. Okay, they haven't. What I'm going to do is show you a screenshot that I took mere moments ago. Screenshots, which will show that these have all been. So you can see the time up there is 1:08. It's now 1:38. So half an hour ago they were all flashed and they're all showing up as being 1.21Z. That was the before screenshot, not the after. Bugger. Have I got an after screenshot? That's okay. So I didn't get a good screenshot. That makes me a fucking idiot. Okay, that was a crash. Great. I love these things. All right, let's go back to KISS. Oh, you gotta love it, don't you? Alright, so let's go away. Okay, and now we're getting a different set. Suffice to say, so this is now showing ESCs 1 and 3 as being 1.2x. It's really frustrating, so now I'm going to kill them again. Go to a different tab, reconnect them. You know what, maybe I'll disconnect here and reconnect, because maybe that'll cause it to reread everything. I don't know what the sequence is. Oh, there you go, now we've lost 3. I don't know how you make these show up. Suffice to say, these have all been flashed to the same level, and that level is 1.2x. So 1.20x, okay? So now I'm going to go to data output. Okay. Now you're going to have to listen to the music, to the sound of the motors, quite possibly. We'll see how we go. But I'm now going to arm the quad. So what I want you to watch really is I want you to hear the motor speed and I want you to see the throttle here and the PWM values. Okay, and if I can, I'm going to arm the quad. So the quad's armed. As you can see, the throttle is at 1000, and my min motor, whatever it's called, is 1050. So their PWMs are about 1050 with a bit of jitter there. All the motors are spinning, which is great. Now I'm going to give the motors a bit of throttle. I'm going to try and not exceed 1200 to start with, because it's once I hit 1200 you can see a problem with this, although this is different from the problem I'm having in the field, but it is still an anomaly. So I'm going to hit a bit of speed, 1100, and come back. That's fine. Notice the PWMs are still sitting at about 1050 whatever, plus a bit of jitter, and that's what you'd expect. So you go a bit faster and you slow down, they return, that's fine. Same again. Now once I hit 1200, so we hit 1200, now we return. Notice the throttle is at 1000, but PWM 3 and 4 are spinning up to like 1300, 1400, 1500. Give it a bit of throttle, return it. Okay, they drop a bit, but they're not dropping all the way back. They're dropping back to 1500. It's like that, well, they never get down below 1500, which I kind of think is weird, because if you look, the throttle is at 1000, but they're at 1500, and the throttle on here is definitely at 1000. So we'll disarm. Okay, so you disarm, the throttle value is reset back to 1000. Sorry, the throttle value and the PWM set to 1000. I'm going to rearm. My arm is AUX1, so channel 5. So you can see it arm here. Okay, same deal. I'm going to take her up. 1158, 1160, 1170, 1180. Drop it back. The throttle value, the PWM values drop back with the throttle. Do that again. Throttle value is 1134, 1148, 1164, 1172, 1188, 1192. Drop it back, and the PWM values drop back also. Now I'm going to take it up past 1200. Wake up. 1156, 1178, 1200. Drop it back. So the throttle is now 1000, but the PWM 3 and 4 are just speeding themselves up. Throttle's back. Put the throttle up again. Drop it back, and it doesn't drop back past 1500. This is kind of weird. Disarm. Everything drops back to PWM 1000 again, which is kind of what you'd expect. I don't know what's going on. The reason I'm on here doing this is because, as I said, the problem I had was when I take this quad to the field, I arm it, and if I give it any throttle at all, even the slightest amount, it shoots off into the air like it's on max throttle. Sometimes I don't even have to give it throttle, and it just shoots off into the air like it's on max throttle. Like, I'm going to let it sit here for maybe, well, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds or so, and we'll see if it powers up. I don't think it will, because that's not the behaviour I've seen while it's been on the GUI. Oops. Hang on. I touched the throttle then, that was my bad. So let's reset and start again. So I'm going to let it sit for 30 seconds, and I'm timing this using the GoPro app's timer there, or record time there. So it's been 30 seconds now, 34 seconds, as I said, 4, and the PWM value has stayed constant, and the throttle has been at 1000, which is what you'd expect, which is, as I say, not what I've been seeing in the field. What I've been seeing in the field is the quad just shoots up into the air. What I've been doing is I've been actually testing under a low tree, so that when it shoots into the air, you know, it doesn't fly up, you know, 100 foot in the air and potentially come down and hit someone in the head or something. But yeah, it's really frustrating. So I'm going to try again with the throttle. So what's the throttle value? 1140, 1150, 1160, 70, 1180, 1192, and I can drop the throttle. And I drop the throttle and the PWM goes back to about 1050, which is what my min, I think it's min throttle, is that the value you set? Anyway, so that goes back to that, and that's fine. Do it again. 1188, 1196, 1194, 1196. Drop it back, and it drops back. Now let's hit 1200, or exceed 1200. So 1202, drop the throttle back. Throttle's 1000, but the PWM is now at 1300, 1400, 1500. Now it stops around 1500, and you have to remember the highest the throttle got was 1202. So it stops at 1500. It can exceed 1500, and when it drops back to about 1500. So it's like 1500 is zero after. It's like you hit 1200 and then it sets 1500 to be zero, which is weird. Right, 1600, full tilt. Now watch going on here. The throttle is at 2000. PWM 1 and 2 are about 1600. PWM 1 is about just 1675 or something. PWM 2 is at 1500, it's hitting 1590 I think. PWM 4 is 2000, and PWM 3 is 1975, 1950. Drop the throttle back, throttle's back to 1000, and PWM 3 and 4 are both about 15, well, both exceeding 1500, so that's their zero, and PWM 1 is 11